growth of product companies in India as opposed to tech services and consultancy. What are the biggest software companies in India? Infosys, TCS, Mahindra Tech, and all these companies, right? Birlasoft, right? So these huge companies, they were, they're building software. They're sitting here, they're providing manpower to foreign countries, or they're providing services. They're building software for other companies. They are managing software for other companies. They're upgrading software for another company. They're managing a lot, right? So for example, I think TCS worked with Indian government to launch the GST portal, right? So they have, or Infosys, I don't remember, right? Accenture. So they are providing software service. They built the software and they charged money to Indian government to get to build this huge software infrastructure, right? So this is what they do around the world with US government, with big companies. They do this, right? So this was what India's software story was all about, led by Infosys, right? So they built technology, they provided software services. Now there is a change. Now there are companies out of India who are selling products. They are not selling services. Now this is better because when you are selling products, you make more money, you are more profitable, and it can be very powerful, right? It's really amazing that people are building products out of India which are being used in other countries. You know why? So one thing was that earlier a lot of foreign country people, they didn't want to use an Indian product. They're like, company out of India will buy an American product, but American products are costlier. So imagine a SaaS software that costs $10 in the US will cost only $3 if you buy it from an Indian company. But people said we'll pay $10 because an American company is more trustworthy, and we don't want to buy from an Indian company. God knows how it will be. And we don't want to do business with an Indian company. We don't mind paying $10. We don't want to save money. But now the pandemic has forced them to think differently. They need to save money, and they are suddenly saying that, oh, it's fine if it is, oh, you'll save 70% money, let's buy the Indian software. And Indian software companies, not services companies, but actually product companies, are killing it. There are more product companies coming out of India every day, and they are doing amazing work. Two examples I gave is Freshworks and Zoho. They were already doing better. Now they're doing even better. And Indian product companies are going abroad and selling their products, our technology products. So this is another trend you should look out for. Guys, I have a huge presentation. I don't know how I'm going to finish. It's already 10 o'clock. Okay, let's run through it quickly. Focus on health and wellness. People have increased their focus on health and wellness, right? You have to be healthy, you have to be fit, you have to have good immunity, you have to have, so this is also a big trend, right? There is more international focus for Indian businesses. So a lot of Indian businesses realized, even Lawsico, we realized that, look, India is all very good, but in India, when there is a bad time, people don't want to pay, people don't have money. This is a great time to do business with foreign companies, right? So we just got a contract. For example, our B2B business, like we work with a lot of large companies, providing them legal trainings for their lawyers, for their HR managers, for their officers. But during the lockdown, suddenly, like we had a lot of confirmed contracts that had not come through, just had to be signed, everything stopped. Complete standstill, no money coming from that part of the business. Okay. So we said, okay, whatever. But now we are getting foreign clients who are saying that, can you do it for us? And we are actually in the process of developing a course which is teaching some lawyers how to deal with the media law business in Hollywood, right? The studios, they have software contracts, how those contracts work. And we are building a product like that, building a course like that. And there is a global opportunity. So I know so many other companies who Indian business was badly hit, but they focused on business in the Middle East. They focused business in the US because the US company, the company in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, they were trying to save money and they were happy to buy Indian products rather than spending money on a European product or American product. And that Indian company started benefiting. So a lot of Indian businesses realized that, look, this is a better market. So we always thought that, someday we'll go international, But the pandemic forced us to go international. The The pandemic forced us to think international. We signed an agreement with a foreign university to launch courses, right? We have a course with Texas A&M University, the largest US university. Similarly, we have started working on paralegal opportunities. So basically, the pandemic forced a lot of Indian businesses to go international. Okay, Madhavan Basdev is saying, "Sir, please don't exaggerate." What am I exaggerating, Madhavan? Please tell me. Okay, so clarify. So more international focus of international Indian businesses. So Indian businesses are actually looking abroad because we have realized that doing business in India is fine. But when we go abroad, we can make more money. The clients are happier and they are also looking towards India. So to get cheaper services, cheaper products, and this has changed everything, right? So you will see that Indian businesses growing more and more international, which was unthinkable before. Okay. Another thing, now people are spending more time at home, right? You are working from home. So there is actually a growing demand for real estate also in a way. What has happened? We actually had a top real estate business owner who came, a real estate investment expert, who came and very much multiple examples. What is problem with examples? Other guys don't want me to give examples. Please tell me. You will understand better without examples. If you don't want me to give examples, I won't. So people telling yes, no. If you want me to give examples, write yes. If you don't want, write no. Okay. Home upgrades and staycation. So this is yes, everybody saying yes. Please give examples over here, right? So I don't know that. Sorry, I'm going to give examples. So home upgrades and staycation. So now imagine, earlier a couple, okay, a husband, wife, children were living in a 1 BHK and they could because they're working at their office, coming back to home, right? And it was absolutely fine. There was no problem, right? But that has changed completely, right? Now, if husband, wife both working in one room, then both of them are talking on the phone, both of them having meeting, the child is having an online class. Okay, so it's not possible to have one room. Now they need 3 rooms, right? So that is the problem. Huge issue that people need larger spaces at home because they don't have an office to go to, they don't have a school to go to. So they are upgrading their homes, they are buying technology equipment, and also staycations has become a thing. Like if you are affluent, if you have enough money, or even if you're living in a big city earlier, using your revenue, like whatever money you are paying to rent, suddenly you can take it and you can just go everywhere and travel around. Amazing opportunity, right? Then there is upgradation of healthcare infrastructure, right? So governments are forced, like even in a country like India where government did not spend much on healthcare infrastructure, suddenly we have to build cold storages for vaccines. We need new hospitals have come up overnight. There is a new focus on healthcare infrastructure for every government around the world. Suddenly there is a lot of work for upgrading this, right? Similarly, there are other industries which have especially benefited, edtech, education technology, because you can see edtech is booming, growing like hugely, attracting huge investment. Telemedicine is massive, right? So people are telemedicine, which was a very small sector, nobody really used it. People are thinking in villages somebody will use it. Suddenly everybody in big cities also using telemedicine. All hospitals are getting into telemedicine. Online entertainment, right? Entertainment which used to go for physical entertainment, all of that shut down. All the money you spend on entertainment has gone online. Fantastic opportunity. Other industries surged on the back of pandemic. There are a lot of industries. Can you give me 1 or 2 examples of industries that surged on the back of the pandemic? After the pandemic happened, their fortune changed and grew massively. Which are those? Netflix, Amazon Prime, sure. What else? Zoom. Yeah. Anything else? Bitcoin. Yeah. Good. Pharmacy, e-pharmacy business. Fantastic. Right? Google Meet. Okay. Great. So that has happened. So you have to identify that this is also a huge trend. Things are more formal. Individuals and businesses have a digital identity, pay taxes, and have compliance requirements like never before, right? Good news for lawyers and accountants, CSS, company secretaries, legal tech. This is also a trend because now lawyers who do not want to use software, now they are forced to use software, right? Bread and breakfast, sure, Airbnb type things, staycation businesses, right? Digital resolution of disputes. This is a huge industry. Suddenly, there are software companies, online mediation companies, online arbitration companies doing really well, right?